Welcome. I want to show you how to make charts in Google Sheets and maybe even Microsoft Excel. How do you make charts? Visual graphs, bar graphs, pie charts from your numeric data. I don't know if you can read this here. I have 4 steps here that is kind of like a foolproof. This always works if you do this. To make a chart, number one, you have to think about what you want to make a chart of. So for example, what some people do when they make a chart is they go, oh, you know what? I'm just going to highlight everything and I'm going to hit the chart button and insert. There's my chart. I'm done. I can go now. No, that's not how you make a chart. That's not a good chart. What you want to do is when you look at this data here, this numeric data, you'd say, what would be an interesting relationship? I could make a chart of employee versus their net pay, or employees versus the hours they worked. So let's look back at our steps here. You've got to think about what you want to make a chart of. Then you got to select the data, and this is something I've realized. It works best if you work from left to right when you're selecting the data. Step 3, you open the chart tool and you choose a desired chart type. And then finally, people make charts and they put them in their spreadsheets, but they don't have a good title on the chart. So please always add a meaningful chart title or chart label. So let's go through this set of steps. Number 1, what do I want to make a chart of? Why don't I do employee versus net pay? So what I need to do is highlight that data, these words and these numbers. Now, if I just highlight over here, I lost my employee. So I'm going to highlight here and then hold Control down on my keyboard and then highlight the second area. Now I'm going to do Insert Chart. Now at first I'm looking at this, it doesn't look very good, but I'm gonna click right here. There's all these different chart types: pie charts, bar charts, column charts. I'm gonna choose this one. This one looks really good. Employee versus net pay. This is a nice chart. And what you do is you work your way through these 3 tabs. I'm gonna work my way to the 3rd tab, Customization. In the Customization tab, I can say what the chart label is. So employee versus net pay. And you can change the font color. You can change, under customization, you can change the color of your bars. I could make them pink, but no, that's a little bit hard to look at. I'm just going to keep it blue. When you're happy, when you have a nice set of bars, it's well labeled, and you have a good title here, just go ahead and hit Insert. Now, just to practice, just to maybe give you guys a bit more experience, I'm just going to do it one more time. How about this? I'm gonna make a chart of employees versus hours worked. So I'm going to highlight employees. I'm going to hold Control down and then highlight hours worked. Actually, I'm gonna do this. Watch this. I'm actually going to highlight nothing and hit the chart wizard. If you want, you can go to the 1st tab. And what you got to do in the 1st tab is you got to say, okay, what data do I want? So they actually have a little tool here. You can highlight the employees and then say add another range and then hours worked. Okay, so that's nice. That's actually a really nice way to select a set of words and a set of numbers. And we're going to go to chart type here and choose bar chart. Okay, so most of these employees are working 40 hours. And then we'll go to customization, and under chart title, we're going to say employee versus hours worked. And we're going to hit Insert. So there you have it. I've added 2 charts here. One by selecting the data before I hit the chart wizard, and the second one I had added my own data using the wizard. Now, we're going to try this in Excel really quick. I want to show you in Excel how we would go about doing this. In Excel, you got to do the same steps. What do you want to make a chart of? Why don't we do here employee versus hourly rate? So I'm going to highlight the data set of words and a set of numbers. This time they were right beside each other, so I don't need to hit Control. I'm going to go to the Insert tab, Insert Column Chart. And this one here is always a really nice chart. So Insert Column Chart, this works nice. I could delete this. And what I'm going to call this chart is employee versus hourly rate. Okay. Now let's say by chance, for some reason, you don't have a chart title. I'll show you how to add one if you didn't get one. What you do is you go to the Layout tab, Layout, Chart Title, above Chart. And we could say employee versus hourly rate. So the way you know you made a good chart is if you could go up to someone and say to them, hey, what am I graphing here? Somebody would say, well, it's employees versus their hourly rate. Here's another question you could ask them. Who makes the most money? Well, it seems here the biggest bars here are Ted Pete and Paul Malcal. Okay, who makes the lowest amount of money? Looks like Maria Hills. So hopefully there's no gender discrimination here, but that's how you make a chart or a graph in Excel. Okay, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Bye-bye.